What's going on, everybody? It's Susan, and if you're viewing this video, then that means you want to hear about some reviews, so let's get right into it. Let's talk about Housewives of Atlanta, Georgia, the Georgia Peaches. Let's talk about them for a second. So, nothing really catastrophic happened in the episode last night. Let's start with my girl Nene. Nene, we're dealing with her husband Greg's diagnosis of stage 3 colon cancer, I believe, which is absolutely horrible. He's very, very thin. He's lost weight, but we're pulling for him. My mom and I, we watch like all these trashy shows together, and we're really rooting for him because we think that he's a really, really great balance for Nene. And if she loses him, that's going to be really, really hard. Like we like Greg, we like them as a couple, so we're really, really rooting for them. So good luck to you, Greg. Nene Leakes, I don't know if you would ever see this, but all wishes and prayers to Greg of his recovery. So mwah, love to you guys. All right, let's go to Cynthia. Cynthia has a new man in her life. I forget his name though. I'll catch it next time. But they pretty much have a long distance relationship. She's in Atlanta. He's in California because he has a job that keeps him out there. I believe he's on ESPN or something. He's like a sportscaster or something like that. So that's good because he has a job, number one, and it seems like he's the real deal. And it seems like they have a really, really good relationship. They FaceTime all the time, 8, 9 times a day, which is healthy, good. You know, he wants to talk to her, so that's great. The long distance thing is working for them. I'm all for it. That's fabulous. Who we going to? Candy. Okay, so Candy and Todd went to her gynecologist, I believe. I believe it's Dr. Jackie from Married to Medicine. I do not watch that show, unfortunately. I never got into it, but maybe I should. I don't know. But anyway, so Candy and Todd are crazy because they're actually thinking about having another baby. Why? Why would you want to have another baby? You already have your 2 daughters. You know, Candy has her daughter, and Todd has his daughter from a previous relationship. They have their son together. They are so busy. You know, Todd is busy. Candy is so busy with all of her businesses, the restaurant. They just opened another chain of, you know, the Old Lady Gang restaurant. They are way too busy, in my opinion, to be bringing another child into the mix. However, that's what they want to do. But they're planning on using a surrogate. They are, you know, asking questions about surrogacy, going that route. So if that ends up happening, God bless. But I do not think it is a wise decision because they are too busy as it is. So that's just me. Let's head on over to my least favorite housewife, Portia. Portia. Now, Portia Williams, she has fallen really, really quick, very, very, very fast for this guy. I forget his name. I need to learn the spouse's names. Like, I'm just like with the names. But I want to say Dennis. Like, this boyfriend, he's got some money and she's into that. And we all know she's into money. But, like, the way she's acting around this guy is, like, so obnoxious. She's like, and like giggling all the time. And it might be from jealousy on my part because I wish a guy would treat me the way that she's being treated by this guy. I don't know. But he's coming in and like giving her jewelry and, you know, he gave her a Rolex, for Christ's sake. Like he said that he loved her on the very first date that they went on. That's a little too fast in my opinion. And, you know, they're looking for rings. And I mean, obviously, we know by now she is pregnant with his baby and they are going to get married. He proposed to her. So they are getting married. Now we know. But back then, we didn't know this. But I don't know. This relationship is going so fast, so quick. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. I mean, sometimes people say, like, If the love is good, go for it. Don't hold back. But I'm more reserved and take your time kind of person. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I would be able to do that. But Portia, she met his mom. They went out to dinner together. She met his mom, and she was actually telling the mother, like, he said he loved me on the first date, and you should have seen the mom's look on her face. Like, it pretty much said it all. She was like not having it. It was priceless. The look on her face was like, mm, like looking her up and down. So funny. I was laughing. So we will see if this relationship can stand the test of time of her being on the show, because you never know. They could split up and get divorced. That seems to be the theme of the Housewives. So, I mean, let's hope not, but you never know. All right, who's next on the list? Eva. Eva is next on the list. Okay, so she, at this point, is still getting married, right? I believe she's planning her wedding. And her fiance just met up at like the cigar bar, and they were having cigars and drinks. Really nothing too complicated. She was talking about Nene being in the wedding, like giving a speech or something, because she's funny and she's a comedian. That was pretty much it for Eva. And then who else? Shamari, I believe, is the newest housewives name on Atlanta. Shamari, who I guess was in her own singing group back in the day called Black, and she's married to someone that was in Belle Biv DeVoe in New Edition. I don't know, whatever. She thinks he's like the greatest thing on the planet. I've never even heard of the guy, so he can't be like that all that great. But anyway, so her and this was like the show of mother-in-laws, because okay, so she took her mother-in-law to the cake shop because their twins are having their first birthday party, okay, and of course it's like gonna be so elaborate with, they're getting like two different cakes. $900 she paid for two cakes. People with money. I'm telling you, like, I'm so jealous of people with money. They can afford to just waste $900 on cake that these babies are not even going to remember 50 years from now. Okay, whatever. It's all for the parents and the guests. But she was having a sit down with her mother-in-law about how when she first started dating her husband that she wasn't a fan of hers, blah, 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 whatever. And then she like confesses that like they had an open relationship. What the hell is that? You're not supposed to talk about that stuff with your mother-in-law, okay? Like maybe with your own mom, because like that's your mom and you're super close, but not your mother-in-law. Like that's just awkward and weird. Like I would never do that. So that was her. That's like pretty much all they did. And then at the very end of the episode, Cynthia invited all the girls over to her lake house that she calls Lake Bailey. And all the girls came over, and a whole bunch of like other girls came over that they invited. There was like tons and tons of girls, women, and they were playing this game that Cynthia invented called like Pass the Peach or something. And it was pretty much just answering questions. And if you didn't want to answer it, you passed the peach to whoever you thought the question applied to, and they had to answer it. And so, of course, the shitster named Marlo gets a question called, "Who do you think is a liar?" And she points out Eva, of all people. Okay, so now Eva is going to have like shit with Marlo, and those two are going to be like at it. Marlo is just like, she's so extra. I can't even with her, like she's coming across to me like she wants to be a housewife so badly, but like she's not married and she never was or whatever. Like she's been hanging around so many seasons now, and like she was Nene's friend, and then they fell out, and she became friends with Kenya, and then they fell out, and she was back with Nene as a friend. I don't even know how she sustained herself in this group, but she has. Andy Cohen, please do not have her on as a housewife, because no. All right, so that was pretty much the end of the episode. Like I said, nothing earth-shattering happened. Unlike on Orange County, the reunion part 1. Let's head over to California for a second, all right? All right, so this is what, season 13 now of Orange County? I mean, they're the pioneers of the entire franchise. Orange County was the first, city to do this. Good old Vicki Gunvalson. I don't really care for her. And after this episode, I really don't care for her because I'm getting tired of her bullshit. But we'll get to that in a minute. All right, so within like the first 5 minutes, the bickering starts. All the ladies are looking beautiful in their dresses. Shannon looks fabulous. She's lost like 32 pounds. She's looking good. She has like 10 more pounds to go, she says, until she's at like her ideal weight. And I can't say enough. Like, I'm rooting for Shannon. I'm really rooting for her because I believe she is a good person. She doesn't have bad intentions by any means. She is selfish, but I believe right now she deserves to be selfish because now is her time. Now is her time to be that way. And unfortunately, she just needs to reciprocate back to the other ladies of, I care about you, I love you, tell me about your problems because you've been listening to mine. So she needs to be aware of that more. But overall, I'm glad Shannon is heading on the right path. She, her health is on track, her career is getting on track with this food line. So I'm in your corner, Shannon. I am rooting for you. All right, so first topic, I have a list here because there were so many things going on. All right, the first thing that Andy Cohen addressed was the three amigas, how they're back together, Tamra, Vicki, and Shannon, how they've resumed their friendship, and it's fabulous. And I'm happy about that. However, I'm not happy with Vicki right now, but I'm happy that that friendship is back together because whoever thought that it would after all the crap that Vicki put them through the past like couple seasons. I never thought Tamra would ever forgive her for everything that she said about her and her husband and their marriage. Kudos to Tamra for being that forgiving and moving on. I guess it's possible, So the next topic was, is Steve the one for Vicki? I don't know if Steve is the one for Vicki. I mean, part of me is thinking she just wants to be married because she was like, that's all she was saying. Like the entire season, when are we going to get married? Do you want to marry me? I want to look good for you. Let's clarify something. Okay, Steve is not the hottest guy I've ever seen. So I don't know why she's like so goo goo gaga over him. And I'm not saying that looks are the number one most important thing by any means. I mean, like, I need a personality, a sense of humor, somebody with a job, then looks, you have to be attracted to the person. But I mean, the way she fawns over him, you would think it was like Channing Tatum or something. And it's not. Like, it's Steve Lodge. Like, he's not that. He's okay. Like, whatever. But I don't know. I guess if he fills her love tank like she says, then, and if she's happy, kudos. But she's really pushing the marriage issue with him. And if I was her, I would back off a little bit because you're going to scare him away. All right. It happens. You see it every day. I don't know. Like, a lot of the ladies on the stage don't believe that they're going to get married. When Andy asks who thinks they're going to get married, I think Shannon was the only one that raised her hand. Like, because no one else thinks that they're going to get married. So we will see if this relationship pans out into the next season of Orange County. All right, next topic. All right, this is a big one. Kelly versus Vicki. They are still going at it over the whole girl code. Vicki did not tell Kelly about Michael dating her friend. Kelly is not upset about it because Michael is dating. Kelly was upset that Vicki did not tell her that Michael was dating someone in their friend circle. Like, she knew the girl that Michael, her ex-husband, was going out with. That's awkward, like, that is girl code, Vicki. You should have let her know that. Like, yeah, he might have said don't tell her. that doesn't mean you listen. Like, that's girl code. You just go ahead and tell her anyway. Just let her know. Slip it under the radar. Something. Like, especially if it's someone that that you're mutually friends with, you can't just like not let her know. She looks like an idiot then. You know what I mean? Like, you're hanging out with her maybe, or you see her at a party and she doesn't know that she went out with your ex-husband. Like, hello? I mean, that's just bad. So that was like the beginning of the discussion. It just got heated from there. Kelly's on one side, Vicki's on the other. They're going back and forth, back and forth. And then typical Vicki busts out with, well, at least I'm not doing cocaine. Really, Vicki? Really? Okay, so Kelly got so upset, understandably. And Vicki also said that she never spends time with Jolie, her daughter. Really, Vicki? Like, she is so messed up when it comes to disagreements and arguments. She has done this with Tamra, she has done it with Shannon, and she has done it with other people. When is she going to stop throwing accusations around that she has absolutely no proof of? I'm getting so sick and tired of it. And she thinks that she justifies it by saying, well, she's attacking me. That doesn't mean it's okay for you to say accusations, untrue accusations about people that could possibly ruin their lives. Have we not learned anything by the famous Phaedra and Portia / Candy incident on the Housewives of Atlanta? I mean, if Candy was actually accused of being a sexual predator, that could have ruined her entire life. Okay? Same thing that you're doing, Vicki, except you're not using a pawn, you're actually doing it yourself. And that's awful. You need to stop doing that, Vicki. It is messed up. It is fucked up. And now, because you threw that out there, CPS might be giving Kelly a little visit, thinking that she's got cocaine in the house with a 12-year-old. All right? Why don't you think before you speak? I can't with Vicki. Like, I like her in some points, but when she feels like she's getting backed into a corner and she strikes, man, it's awful, and she thinks it's justified. And that's the most awful part about Vicki. And people forgive her again and again and again. And I know that she makes good TV, but she's really got to stop. Because karma is going to get you, Vicki. Okay, karma will get you for all the things that you've been saying about Kelly, about Shannon, about Tamra, about what you're saying about Gina, about having no moral compass. I mean, come on. Like, right now, really the only person that you have on your side is Emily, because you haven't said anything about her. And she's not that great. So, I don't know. Vicki, you're not good. It's not good, man. Not good. All right. Next topic. So, they started talking about Brooks again because this new show on Bravo is coming on called Dirty John, and it's a true story about something that happened to a lady in Orange County, and he was a con man, and like all these things, and it was a podcast. She turned it into a podcast, and it was true story, and so they related that to Vicki and Brooks and blah 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 blah. So we're going over like that whole situation. That took up some airtime. It really wasn't that important. And then we started talking about Gina and her divorce, and she's explaining it a little bit more. And I have to say, after seeing her on the reunion and explaining it further, maybe I understand it better. I did kind of understand it before, but I think now I understand it a little bit better. And the ladies, I think, just need to accept that she's going through her divorce, and she also needs to understand that the ladies were trying to be there for her. Maybe it wasn't the best way of them going about it, but they were trying to show their support. And if she wasn't sure that she wanted to do it, then don't do it. And don't tear apart your family if you don't have to. I think they were just trying to warn her about that. That whole thing was just like a big miscommunication, I think. And they just needed to hash it out and understand. But Gina, I do like her because she is from East Coast, and that's where I am. I'm from the East Coast, and we pretty much say what's on our mind and we tell it how it is. So I like her. I really do. I hope she is back next season. I don't want Emily to come back next season because I don't think she brought anything to the show, number one. And number two, her husband's a fucking dick. All right. So I don't like him. I don't like that. I don't like their relationship. I just don't think they're interesting enough for the show. Get rid of Emily, bring someone else on. All right. And then the last topic was Kelly and Michael's marriage, just like how it, ended and everything. And the very ending of the show, Kelly stormed off when they had a break. They broke for lunch and she stormed off and immediately called Michael because Vicki said that Michael told her that being married to Kelly was 14 years of hell. Vicki, like, you gotta stop with this shit. So of course Kelly goes and calls Michael on speakerphone, is asking him, did you say this? Did you say this? Did you say this? And he's denying everything. And it's not like he knew in advance that she was going to be calling. So I believe him that he didn't say this stuff. Why would he say that? He was totally in love with Kelly. He's not the one that wanted the divorce. Kelly wanted the divorce. All right. So I don't believe Vicki when she said that at all. So I'm Team Kelly on this one all the way. Vicki is totally in the wrong by, she's like a viper, man. She hits you with all these accusations and it's just, she's so bad and she needs to stop. So overall, it was a really good part 1 reunion. It's going to be 3 parts, so I'm looking forward to the next 2. They didn't really hit on Tamra. I believe it's going to be more in the second round. It's going to be a lot of her and Shannon about their relationship and how it's kind of on the rocks a little bit because of Shannon's selfishness. So I'm hoping to hear more from Tamra. I really want her to maybe get in Vicki's face a little bit about what she said. She did stick up for Kelly and said, Vicki, you can't say stuff like that. So I really like how Tamra sticks up for other people when she knows Vicki is in the wrong. She will stand up to Vicki. I don't think anyone else has the balls to stand up to Vicki like Tamra does. So I'm looking forward to seeing that and looking forward to parts 2 and 3 of OC Reunion because they are one of my favorites of the franchise. All right, so the last show I'm going to discuss is the show Camping. It is on HBO, written by Lena Dunham, who obviously did the show Girls on HBO. Now, the show, she's not in it at all. She just does the writing. I think she's directed a few episodes as well. But it's hilarious. It's stars Jennifer Garner, and she's organized this camping trip with it's her husband's birthday. So she organized this camping trip for the weekend, and they're friends with 4 different couples. And in one of the couples is Juliette Lewis and I forget his name, but the guy that plays Toby on This Is Us, the bigger, taller guy, he's in there. And it's just it's a really funny show. Jennifer Garner plays such an uptight type A, everything is scheduled out and personality, and she hates anyone that's new, and kind of like myself a little bit. It's kind of scary, but it's just a hilarious show, and I believe this coming Sunday is the season finale of it. If you haven't seen it, please watch it because I think it is a hilarious show, and it really speaks to what a writing genius Lena Dunham really, really is. Okay, you just got to see it. I laughed the entire time I was watching the episode. It's just so, so funny. So those are my reviews of Atlanta, Orange County, and the show Camping. And I will see you next time. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the red subscribe button down there. Hit the notification bell and you will get more videos just like this, reviewing movies, TV shows, books, and anything else. It's endless, the possibilities. All right. Have a good night, guys.